Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name's Bobby Waldron and this is the Genesis Models show, 11th of September 2015. Now this week I've been working on the HMS Victory, which is up on the website as we speak. In this episode this week, we've done a bit of work on HMS Victory, but HMS Victory it's got to a point where doing all these gun ports are just taking so much time, and I've already shown you how to do them. I've got another little thing I want to show you next episode, but it's just taking so much time to do. So I did go off and I did pick up the launch again, and basically we finished that off in this episode. So that's all done. It's got a nice gloss coat on there, ready for whatever weathering I decide to do. When we come round to weathering up the big HMS Victory itself, which I'm not totally sure how I'm going to go about weathering it, but I'm going to research that a lot when I get there down the road. So with that gloss coat, it protects it for what is potentially going to be a year, because I mean, the magazines take about 2 years and to collect, and I think we're about almost a year through, so yeah, it's going to be sitting there for a long time. So gloss coat is always a good one for protecting your stuff. Now also what's been released this week, which I did talk about briefly last week, was Kiddies Corner. Now Kiddies Corner is the whole reason behind Kiddies Corner is, let's face it, those of us who are in the hobby are, one, over 30, and two, male, which, does kind of, you want to sort of keep this hobby going. You want to know that the next generation is going to be enjoying this hobby that we enjoy so much. And really kind of sadly, I mean, these days, what do kids want to do? They just want to stay in and play Xbox and iPads and all these kind of things. So it is kind of a shame, because I know when I was a kid and when you was a kid, yeah, I mean, modelling was the thing. I remember going into Toys R Us and there'd be an entire row just dedicated to model kits, which they just don't even sell models there anymore, which is a shame. I mean, a lot has changed since then. It has come a long way since then. It's sort of got more sort of grown up and specialised, and the kits have become a hell of a lot better, and the paints and everything. But I want to sort of have a section at Genesis Models for the kids, for you to get your sons and daughters or your grandkids, and build a model with them and let them have the enjoyment of building model kits. So that's what Kiddies Corner is all about. And my daughter's been nagging me to let her do a video, and I'm kind of thinking, one, she's female, two, she's a kid, it's those two things that you don't see a lot in modelling, which is kids and females. So it's a good way of sort of trying to break the ice and get in those kind of people into modelling if we can. Now she is only 10 years old, so this isn't going to be like, I'm not going to put the pressure of, she's got to produce one of these videos every week or fortnight or something. It will happen when it happens, so she can come in here, have fun, video, and then I can edit it and throw it up for you guys. Now in this first episode, it's just nice and basic, right? Which is what it's going to be all about. It's all going to be about having a bit of fun. It's going to be basic modelling. We're not going to be getting mega professional. For example, the cockpit. She's all up for spraying. Kids, they want to go have a go at the spraying. That is the one thing they are fascinated by, and they want to give it a go. And she's all up for spraying the inside of the cockpit, but because she's a kid, they don't want to spend hours and hours like we do, kind of detailing it up. So I think she's just kind of did a bit of paint detail, and she's basically just going to close that up. I might get her to do a bit of weathering in there, maybe something really simple, really easy, like just a quick wash or something. But as I say, she just wants to whack it together. You know how it is when you're a kid, you just want to get it done that day, there and then. You know, so that's the way I want to keep it. I want Olivia to sort of build it the way she wants to get messy with the paints, with the airbrush, you know, and sort of film it how she sort of wants to film it, which hopefully will relate to your kids or your grandkids, to sort of see the fun side of it and just get cracking in there, just go for it, you know, get it built in a day, and just have fun building it. So that's Kids Corner. Hopefully you're going to like that. There is a section now in the forum, so you know, if you want to get your kids accounts or whatever on the forum, a free account on the forum, you know, you can help them post pictures of what they're building, and you know, going through the build stage, final reveals, and that sort of thing. That's where you'll also find the videos of Olivia doing these Kiddie Corner video builds, which at the moment, I forgot to say, she's building Eddard's new Spitfire Mark 16, which I'm kind of, you know, jealous about, because that is a really nice kit and I wouldn't mind building it myself. But again, I don't have the time to build it. And also, please remember, you know, I mean, this is all for kids, so, you know, keep your comments clean, and you know, we don't have that kind of problem here at Genessis-Models, but I've just got to say, you know, keep in mind when you are commenting in that section that kids are going to be reading it and posting there and all that kind of stuff. So you know, hopefully you're going to enjoy that and get the kids involved. Next up is kit release news. Let's get started with this week's kit release news. We start off with Eddard with their release of the Spade Mark 13 in 1/48 scale. Eddard also has the Supermarine Spitfire Mark 8 Australian Combo 1/48 scale. Airfix has released their brand spanking new tool of the Nakajima B5N2 Kate, as I say, 1/72 scale. Eddard also has the MiG 15 UTI 1/72 scale. Airfix has released the Battle of Britain 75th Anniversary 1/72 scale. Academy with their US Army M60AZ pattern 1/35 scale. Academy's Russian T-34 85-183 factory new tooling 1/35 scale. Tamiya releases the Nissan Skyline GTR Nismo Custom 1/24 scale. We also then have some ships where Micro Mir USS Lafayette SSBN 616 1/350 scale, as well as they also released the British K-class submarine 1/350 scale. So there's kit release news for this week, which I've thrown that back in there because I do believe it was Nigel who has made a comment about sort of you know, making improvements to the show and everything, and one of them was like the kit release news, which, you know, if you guys, you know, anywhere on the forum, you know, questions and answers in the news section, want to sort of throw in any comments of what you'd like to see in the show or don't like, you know, any feedback is great, because I can then sort of, you know, do something about it, whatever the feedback is. Also this week I've had a load of new kits in. Can't really show you them all because there is a lot. Give you a few examples. We've got Tammy's 1/32 scale Spitfire Mark 9C. Also, because of the whole kind of kiddies corner, I have sort of really sort of, you know, dived in with 1/72 scale. So I've gone off and actually found that Airfix have released so many nice brand spanking new tools in 1/72 scale. I mean, we've got the Harriers GR3s, the Harrier GR7A, GR9A, Spitfire Mark 1s, Hawker Typhoons. What else we've got? We've got the Mitsubishi Zero BF109s. Well, crikey, what else is there? The Focke-Wulf 190s, Hurricanes. Revell released the Lancaster Mark 1 stroke 3 bomber, and all sorts of like loads of kits that I brought there. You know, so there's going to be loads of inbox reviews there, which I'll get through whenever. And you know, if you've heard one there that you might want me to go off and sort of maybe build or something like that, just give me a bell or comment on the forum. So loads of kits there for me to play around with. Next up, we are going to have a look at a inbox review for this week, which is going to be of the BF 110 G2 by Edard 1/48 scale. Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name is Bobby Waldron, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Edard's BF 110 G2 1/48 scale, and it is the Pro Pack. Got some nice box art here. The kit in here was made by Edard, and the tooling was in 2007, so it's a sort of a new-ish type kit. Right, so let's have a look straight away. We've got our bits of canopy here, right, which are normally good from Edard typically, and having a look at them, yes, they are looking rather shiny. I'm not really seeing any cobweb problems. When you do sort of look at them really close and carefully, they do seem maybe a little bit hazy. But really it's very minute, but yeah, these should do for any cockpit. There is also some more clear parts just in another bag over here. Just get these out and show you. Again, you know, same kind of result, very shiny, very sort of clear, slightly, as I say, a little bit hazy. This sprue isn't as bad as actually the other one. This one's barely noticeable. This one's really good actually, but that's the sprues, not really any problems there. Now coming to like the standard plastic, we've got this sort of like brown coloured plastic going on here, and these are a bunch of pieces of our first piece. We've got a bit of cockpit detail going on just here. Right, hopefully you're just seeing that. You know, not bad, bit of detail going on. There is a minor bit of flash. I mean, you know, this is like what, almost how many years old is this now? That would be about 9 years old. So there is a bit of flash coming out off on it, but it is still very, very minimal. Bit of landing gear here. You know, the detail there is looking well detailed. Spin it over. Not really any eject pin marks in places that you wouldn't really want to see them, which is rather good. Moving along, we've got some propellers here. Now there are two types of propellers in this kit, so you know, you do get actually quite a few nice options. Engine cowls here, you know, they're looking rather crisp and well detailed. This kit should go together really well because it is Edard. Right, turn it over again, no nasty ejector pin marks in the wrong places. Well, we do have our instrument display panels just here, which we want to get a good look at them. Just focus in on that. Hopefully, as you can see, great, fantastic, quite precise, nice raised detail there for our instrument display panel. And then we've also got a blanked out one, so if we do decide to do photo etch, you know, we haven't got to mess about. We just cut that off, stick the photo etch on, and bam, you're done. Right, then we're going to have a look at surface detail. Here's our wing section just here. Now hopefully you can see this is very nice surface detail, and you can sort of see where that absolutely sublime Spitfire Mark 9 has sort of come from with Edi, because I mean the surface detail isn't quite. So there's the BF 110. Sorry to cut that short, but I'll have the full release of that in the usual Friday news update. Next up, we're going to be having our competition, which is September's competition 2015. Remember to be in it to win it. Get on the forum competition section, and in the September 2015 competition section, post something in there, something like count me in or something to that effect, and you are entered. And then next month we'll announce the winner. And this month's competition for September is going to be for something I'm actually doing as a video build right now, and that is Airfix's 1/48 scale ready for battle, which has the brand spanking new tooled Hawk Hurricane in here with all this loads of sort of ground crew and equipment and everything to really make a really cool diorama. You do get a lot of plastic for your money in here. It is a starter set as well, so you do get some paints and whatnot with that. But there you go. Hopefully you'll enjoy it and get involved with that competition there. Right, let's have a few questions and answers here now. Nigel56 on the forum has got a nice little post here with quite a few questions actually. First off is there's a new range of paints coming out from Vallejo. They're Air War paints. Basically it's the same Model Air paints, but they're bringing out a whole bunch of new colours which are supposed to be well, from what I've read on their website, they have spent a hell of a lot of time really putting the research to get them to match up with, for example, there is the modern US aircraft, stuff like F-15s, F-16s, that kind of thing, which would be cool if they got them right. I have gone off and I have tried to buy some, but you know what, you guys must be buying them by the ton because I cannot find them anywhere in stock. So as much as I went out to buy them, I can't. I've got to wait for them to get in stock somewhere out there on the internet. However, Vallejo have also Vallejo have also released these new acrylic metallic paints, which I have ordered in, and I have also gone off and I have been building a guinea pig 1/72nd scale P51D Mustang, which is going to be perfect for using these natural metal finish paints by Vallejo to see how good they stand up to, well, let's face it, you know, when it comes to natural metal finishes, Alclads 2 is normally the paint of choice to get the good effects. So let's see if that can stand up to them really. Also moving along is a bit of the format of the show. I mean, I did mention I've now put in the kit release news, which hopefully I'm going to do every week if you like it, where I'm just going to go find where I go off and I find all the information on what kits have been released, and you know, I can show you what's been released that week. From I'm looking into anything and everything from figures to planes to 1/72nd to 1/350 scale, you know, pretty much whatever I can find, and I'll show you what has been released that week. So hopefully you're going to like that. Which was also suggested is the inbox review I do every week. I do show the full version, and it was suggested that maybe remove it or cut it down to fit in like things like kit release news and that kind of thing. So yeah, I've kind of cut that down, show you a little bit of it, and then you can go watch the whole of it in the full release version on the Genessis-Models website in the Friday news update. And reading down the thread, I mean, loads of you have put all sorts of comments in there. You're liking the this new Kiddies Corner videos. You know, they are quite cool for the kids. You know, it is free, so Yeah, I am liking the feedback I'm getting from you guys, liking how that's coming along. So again, feedback, and I can squeeze in cool stuff that you would want to see in this weekly show. So hopefully that sort of answered your questions, which actually, no, sorry, there's some more questions from Nigel here, and that's canopies. Now, when it comes to canopies, he's asking basically what do I think of lacquering them up and glossing them. Well, personally, me personally, I still like the whole going off and getting the Tamiya polishing compounds. I do like these because they do work well if you use them properly and you put the time in. You polish up your canopies, you start from the coarse, fine and finish. You can really get a shiny canopy that does look like glass. And at the same time, what is the big advantage, I think, is there is nothing actually stuck onto the canopy. We haven't got glosses or paints that have given us that effect of looking like glass, and the reason for that is at the end, sometimes you've had a bit of overspray onto the canopy and you might need to wipe it down. Now if you've just used the polishing compounds, you can come along with a bit of IPA or some sort of thinners on a cotton wool bud, and you can wipe away that overspray absolutely fine. You've had no problems. You do that if you've sort of sprayed it, dipped it, you're going to start rubbing up whatever lacquer or gloss paint you've used to gloss up the canopy. So I personally like using the polishing compounds for that. And if you can't get a hold of the Tamiya polishing compounds, and they are kind of expensive really as well, you'd probably have to do a bit of testing yourself, but I do believe you can go out and get the actual stuff they use to cut and polish cars. It's the same sort of principle, same sort of compound sort of. As I say, you need to go out and do some testing, but you can get a lot more for your money if you want to try going down that road. But in saying that, we've all sort of probably know about using Future, and just coming along and dipping your canopy into the Future, and that gives you a nice finish. There is also, you can go off and use certain glosses and spray it on. That's also quite good, and I have done it in the past, and it's probably something I should probably show you, because actually, interestingly enough, the artist's gloss varnish from Winsor & Newton, it's part of their oil colour range, is a really cool gloss for doing this. It really is. I mean, as you can see, it's very clear. I mean, when it comes to like varnishes and glosses and stuff, I mean, look at that. That looks actually manky, really, the colour of it. But it works, and the same with other sort of glosses. I mean, what is it, Winsor & Newton? I mean, this gloss UV varnish, I mean, it looks white inside there, but this is quite clear for a varnish, and this is where it really sort of works and really sort of brings your canopy looking like glass. As I say, there are those disadvantages of if you need to sort out some overspray. The other thing is as well, when you do spray your canopies, you also have to deal with the fact that you've got to be absolutely perfectly clean when you spray it on there, because any hair, any bit of debris or anything like that, and it makes it look a bit naff. And when you're leaving the actual canopy to dry after spraying, if a bit of a hair or dust gets on there and sticks to the paint, it does make it again look a bit naff, which is another reason why I personally prefer using the compounds. But I do like to show you guys and teach you guys all the different methods. So probably the next time I do a canopy in a video build, I will show you using this Oil Colours Artist Gloss varnish, because it is a really cool varnish to use if you want to do any kind of varnishing like that. So hopefully that has answered all your questions. Next week we are back into the Spitfire and Hurricane build in rapid video build fashion, which I do believe I'm probably going to be bringing all the fuselage halves together and really start to actually bring it together and probably get into like filling and sanding and all sorts. I'll have to see next week, so hopefully I'll get nice and far with that. Hopefully you're going to like the whole new kiddies corner that we're doing here at Genessis-Models. Again, please remember that, you know, it is my daughter doing it, and you know, there's not going to be any pressure put on her to, like, you know, she's got to release an episode next week and the week after and stuff. You know, she'll get them done as they come along, just to keep it nice and fun for her. So hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Any feedback, please leave that feedback in the Genessis-Models forum, and hopefully we can improve the show even more. So until next time, my name's Bob Waldron, this is Genessis-Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.